it's for you guys. So you need to take advantage of many different platforms, and basically just in reference to sort of my life at university and what I've done here. I've been the co-chair of the LSE Student Union Green Party, and we're the largest political party on campus, and we've got a simple majority on our executive now, which means that pushing forward, double-sided printing, really basic things that you just absolutely appalled that your school doesn't do. It's made a hell of a lot easier if you've got your foot in the door, you're chatting to the director, you're chatting to the director of finance or whatever. It's made a whole lot easier if you've got these different people on platforms. So, with reference to school governance, I'm the member of the LSE student governors, which means that I sit on the highest decision-making body in the school. So we've been looking at what our university invests in, and it's things like Oil Bank of Scotland and those sort of groups that really aren't that great. That we actually, you go up and we've got banners saying Liverpool School of Exploitation, and this is completely out of order, and we want nothing to do with this, and we're ashamed to be at this university. And the director eventually listens, and you get the discussion going, and it's really about agitating, and then you can start to educate. And that's when the student union societies come in, and you've got people on planet, you've got the Green Party. We had this massive environment week where we had many guest speakers from the Green Party, from Greenpeace, from religious groups. And the key thing that I found is that you find yourself in a room and you're preaching to the converted, and it's about getting out there and talking to the chair of the business society and saying, look, you're going to be ahead of Goldman Sachs or UBS or whatever. What are you going to do when you're in that job? Because you're going to be pulling the strings. So it's about educating them while they're still young and you can make a bit of a difference. And, they might just brush you off and ignore you as you're trying to hand out more leaflets on the street. But eventually the message does get through, and you get the recycling bins and you make it really, really easy for people just to use them. And you get people thinking in their office environments, yeah, you know what, I'm recycling, and I know it's not going to, stop disasters happening. I know it's not going to stop rising tides. I know it's not going to stop, deforestation. But it's my effort, and I am making a difference, and I do it continually, and things are changing. So it's about actually getting in the mindset. With the National Environment Weeks, we've always had one Environment Week, but this year the Environment and Ethics Officer, who I work very closely with, held a Climate Change Week and Environment Week, and that coincided with the Climate Change March. We had the week first, and then on the Saturday was the march. So people would come to maybe one event, two events, and then come on the march, and it was amazing. We got there, and there was about 70 students all waiting, and people on planet made placards for them, and we'd have our own LSE banner. We were quite a strong presence, and that went in the student newspaper the week after. And the week after that, you get people saying, "You on that march? Was it good? Did anything happen? Did anyone speak? What was said? Was it exciting? Yeah. Next time there's one. Do you want to come along? All right, I will." And it's about building up the movement, and it's about getting people to know what's happening, to know what they can get involved in, and actually make them feel that they can make a difference. Like I said, I'm the residence officer of the union, and students are so wasteful, and it really breaks my heart when you see radiator on full blast but window wide open, and you're like, why are you doing that? Come on, a bit of common sense. You got to university, you're not that stupid. So it's about working with the managers of halls. It's about working with local community groups. It's about getting the whole committees to sort of say, we actually need a sustainability officer in our hall, and we need support, and we need people who know a little bit about it, care enough about it, and we need them to be quite persuasive. So it's got little competitions, and which hall's the best and which hall comes out on top. And then if that doesn't work, it's about making actual changes to contracts. So in one hall where the room electricity bill for 1 month, a room that's maybe about a quarter the size of this one, £40 a month to heat that room. How? what are those people doing? If they've got iPods on, whatever, it's just a little bit of thought. So people are changing, and I do think we're making a difference, but it can be really, really frustrating. So on campus, it's everyone knows to recycle, and switch lights off, and there's little stickers round and about, and there's recycling bins, And we've got double-sided printing. That took ages, you know, going backwards and forwards to the IT services thing. Can you make the default setting double-sided? No, why? Well, it's really important, it's just going to half the paper. No, alright, so then to go into program reps and go into like tutors and say, I appreciate it, my lecture slides were double printed. And it's just really simple things, and you know, you find yourself banging your head against a brick wall, but is the world going mad? You know, the climate's changing and we're not doing very much about it. But then, you know, change eventually does happen. So for any students that are involved in, you know, People and Planet Society, your like Green Party Society, or on your student union executive, I'd say it's really, really important to get a foot in the door in many different platforms. Take advantage of the national campaigns, but be aware that there are some students who aren't really interested in the national effort. But if you can maybe, you know, as a residence officer, I get to have a say on like what rents are charged. A little bit. So you sort of say, don't save energy, electricity bills are rising, your rent's going to go up. And a lot of people maybe think, oh, good plan, I might act a little bit there. Make things really exciting and take advantage of like national things and like national media. The authors of the Stern Report, a couple of them are actually based here at LSE. So in Climate Change Week, we had a couple of speakers who worked on that. People were like, it's just come out, and it's like, wow, it's really exciting, I'm going to meet him. And Nick Stern's actually returning as a guest lecturer next year. So hopefully that will raise the profile even further. Yeah. So if you sort of, we showed an inconvenient truth. And people generally like films, especially when you've got like free popcorn and nibbles and things, and it's like, whoa, you're giving me free stuff to watch a film. They come away, and tears have been cried over the little polar bear and one that drowned. I cried. You can dominate the features section of your student newspaper as well. Like the editor of our student newspaper actually hates me because every single week I'm saying, this has happened, have you got a report covering it? And but eventually, you know, you get your own little like green section in paper and people read it and they're like, wow, stuff's happening, it's changing. So it's about knowing that you can make a difference, convincing other people that they can make a difference, not getting too frustrated when the difference isn't instantaneous, but then holding out, and I'm sure we're all pushing for the right thing. One thing that LSE is really, really ashamed about is going back to oil. We've appointed, or someone higher up, has appointed Sir Peter Sutherland, who's the chairperson of BP, as the LSE chair of court and council, which is the highest decision-making body of the school. So at the moment, one of our big aims that we're driving forward is that we don't think that's really appropriate for our school, which is founded on social solidarity, favouring movement, social inclusion, all these things. And it's a sort of a bit of a shock to the system when someone who opposes all those ideas and takes their lead. But we are making headway, and I'm sure we'll continue to do so. So that's pretty much
Okay. My name is Dan from Sussex University Student Union. I'm just going to put the I'm going to be talking about a project that we've been doing at Sussex called Eco Uni. And it started at the beginning of the academic year. And it's, as my job as Student Union, of course I'm supposed to work on a lot of different things, but it seems like that's the one main thing that we've been living and breathing down at Sussex. And it is a blueprint for all other institutions to work on as well. The main, obviously, while we're all involved in it, is the impact that universities have on, and further education institutes have on the large environmental impact, and how it's slowly getting into more mainstream press as well, which is helpful in some ways. And what the guy from UCAT, one of the guys from UCAT recently said is, in January, students on university courses to seriously address environmental issues according to a uniquely wide-ranging survey of young people's expectations of the future by UCAS and the Sustainable Development Charity Forum for the Future. Respondency education is key to tackling this challenge and want college courses to address environmental issues seriously. And the findings suggest a widespread sense that today's business and political leaders are failing upon students on climate change, but provide a powerful mandate from young people to take radical action. So more and more people are actually choosing their universities according to their environmental performance, which is really interesting. And so what Eco Uni is about is basically the blueprint